So we're very privileged to have Renata from WiN Ukraine representing us here within the Women in Nuclear Finance conversation. Renata is going to give us a little bit insight into what is happening with the Chernobyl initiatives, as well as potential deployment of SMR in her nation of Ukraine. So Renata, the floor is yours. Please describe a little bit about yourself and as much as you want to share on the initiatives. Over to you.
Thank you. Hello to everyone. My name is Renata Yaresko. I am CEO of communication agency Comstru and director of communication of Women in Nuclear Ukraine. And my role is contribution. The role of women, of course, in nuclear energy, but also to share the most important information with society and to try to return back the trust of them to nuclear energy and to believe that our specialists, our engineers do their best for safety, radiation, nuclear safety, and to make a great contribution in our nuclear, not only nuclear, but also in an full energy system of Ukraine.
Okay, so Renata, tell us a little bit more about the exhibition and the initiative to commemorate Chernobyl's 40th year.
Chernobyl exhibition, our calls Chernobyl 40 years after, a history that obliges, which was from 24 till 26th of April, and on Monday we decided to continue till the end of this week our exhibition. Why we take this phrase in our name, in our title of exhibition, because our story, a story of all countries, remembers us, obliges to remember that the most important value in life is human life. That's why we decided to create some exhibition, not because it's only 30 years after accident of Chernobyl disaster, but also to like to make a 2 points, connect 2 points. 1986 year and nowadays, because as you know what is going on in Ukraine. Ukraine now is the war, and as you know, Zaporizhia NPP is occupied by Russia. Yes, this exhibition, why we started creating it, because as you remember, when we met in London, I took part in panel, and the question to me was how we work with trust with society when we speak about nuclear. And because of Chernobyl accident, as you know, it's for someone it's makes some scares or something, that it's horrible things which connected with nuclear energy, especially if we speak about accident, especially when we speak about radioactive waste. First of all, as people ask, what we will do with this type of waste, and how we return back this trust of society. We provide different kinds of informational initiatives, and one of them was this exhibition, and we decided not to to speak about tragedy, not to speak to make people sad, not to make people maybe changing this and not try to change their behavior, or we tried not to do anything negative. if we speak about the nuclear industry. First of all, we decided that we will have, like 3 halls. Every hall will tells our visitors for something. Yes, first of all, it was about past. We talked about Chernobyl NPP, how it built. How built the city Pripyat, because city Pripyat, it was so young people, only 16 years. It was when it's happened accident. How it used robots at that time, in liquidation of accident.
Just give us a setting in terms of years for those many people who don't even know the full story of Chernobyl.
Oh, okay.
When was it built?
No problem.
So when
Yes.
you say Chernobyl NPP, you're talking Chernobyl nuclear power plant. When was it built?
Yes. It started in 1970. Started built Chernobyl nuclear power plant, and it planned 6 reactors, 1,000 megawatts, if I'm right in English. It was like a huge energy project, an ambition project, and also at the time started built the city Pripyat. It's like Atomgrad, the city next to this NPP, which where there have lived people and worked at the NPP. And it was a very young city. As I mentioned, it was 16 years when it happened, the accident, and the middle age of people who are lived there was 26 years. As can you imagine that it was really, really young people with young city, young people with very ambitions in nuclear energy. And after 26th of April and at 1986, and people just left their places and go nowhere, and they didn't know what it will be, and they didn't know that they can have to come back to their lives. That's why we tried this exhibition to speak about this, to show this to share this information about building of Chernobyl NPP, about Pripyat, and very interesting fact of Pripyat that it was the city of roses. It was a huge roses. When we come to Pripyat now, we can see there are any roses. Just like it looks
Right.
like forest with a little bit buildings you can see around, because like 40 years, and I can say that nature takes what it need.
That's right. I've heard that in the site of where the Chernobyl nuclear power plant was, that right now nature has grown back. There are lots of trees and forests that have grown back. So maybe tell us now, in terms of the exhibition, what was the key message that was being given from this initiative?
The main key message was that the most important value is people life, and we should take responsibility to save it. As you know, after Chernobyl accident, have like created the world culture of safety. And it's now it's like priority number 1 in nuclear energy. nuclear industry. And that's why we tried, to say to everyone that we need to remember that the important thing in the world, it's human life, and everyone should take a responsibility to save it. And it's not only about because of why? Because radiation hasn't no borders.
That's right. That's right. And
Yes,
that's
that's
so
why.
true.
Yes, that's why we it was our key message at the exhibition, and we create three stones and which these words life, safety, and responsibility. And it's like also it's our key message to self reflection to people and to all our guests, because it was different kind of guests from children from schools till diplomats, embassy, different representatives of embassy of UK, of Norway, of USA. And for us it was really important to say that life, safety, and responsibility.
Life, safety, and responsibility. So that's the three key messages that came out
Yes,
from this exhibition.
because it was not only our like art elements, but it was a huge part of different stands with information about what's going on right now at the Chernobyl exclusion zone, what's are doing Chernobyl in PP, and different kind of enterprises which are placed there, and also about state agency of management of exclusion zone, what's their important role in this inclusion zone, and of course the contribution of the European Union in safety culture of Ukraine. And of course we also mentioned we have a photo project inside in this exhibition, Chernobyl female face, and photo project about 16 stories of women who made some contribution in liquidation of Chernobyl accident. They did some kind of works, and we try to share with our visitors these stories, because we know a lot of information about liquidus males, but no anyone doesn't know about female contribution in this liquidation processes.
Brilliant. That's really
Yes.
fascinating. We're looking forward to seeing the photo and exploring more information on the website.
Of course, we according to this exhibition, we try to say to society that we all lessons learned, and we are moving on, and we see the future of nuclear energy, and like a base of our energy system of Ukraine. We don't say goodbye to nuclear energy. Yes, and that's why we try to explain all our visitors about how it lesson learned.
That's a perfect link to the next topic that we want to learn from you about. The plans that you said are coming up for SMR in Ukraine. If you can, because this is a perfect example of the continuation of that nuclear example.
Yes, and yes, as you mentioned about the SMRs, we also mentioned it in the exhibition. We spoke about this to our visitors, that not only huge, like reactors, like for example, Westinghouse AP1000, but also AP300, also SMR, for example, or Rolls-Royce SMRs. We try to speak that technology are improving and develop, and that's why we see the future of nuclear energy. That's why we also SMRs also mentioned in our exhibition.
Incredible, fantastic. So tell us more about what those plans are for SMR in Ukraine.
Yes, it's for us like a good sign that now in Ukraine we have a draft law of SMR. It's a good sign because I think that it will be next step that some license or regulatory system will develop, and we will have the law of SMRs, because our energy system of Ukraine, it needs SMRs. As we can see, after blackouts, after destruction, destroying of our different energy enterprises and power plants, if you speak other type, thermal, for example, or other types. And what now I'm seeing that first, that the private business, they are interested in SMR. They asked some politicians of Ukraine and asked what we, as a private business, can do to provide this technology in Ukraine. What can we do? How to move on, and they asked about this, and for me it's also like a good signal that okay, we move on, and we have good,
Brilliant.
yes, we have in Ukraine we really have good potential good infrastructure, in engineering expertise, science expertise,
Yeah.
R&D expertise, and supply chain, which what we have in Ukraine, what Ukraine can propose to provide this technology in Ukraine also. That's why I think that every our Ukrainian company has, like relevant expertise, which they have with our huge reactors, but it can take and use in SMRs. Why
Got it.
not?
So you've got international companies expressing interest to develop or deploy their technology in Ukraine. So that's a positive sign that you're seeing,
Yes, it's a
isn't it?
positive.
So
Yes.
maybe tell us, if you can, briefly, a little bit of this draft law that you had mentioned. Tell us a little bit about the law that is being proposed.
Yes, you have to understand our national law system, that the first step is the law is a higher priority. After, if you have the law or something, after that we can create different kind of national documents, regulatory license, and so on. But first step is a law. And when I saw this, because I saw it's in autumn, and as usual in Ukraine, if something have catching in informational area, it means that it will be provide next 2 years. I took it like a positive signal, and now I understand that our society will like make from draft make real law in
Brilliant.
a few years, because it's not because some interest in it, because we are all need this for our
Brilliant. That's
energy.
really clear.
We need to find solution how to develop our energy system because of blackouts.
Got it. That's very, very clear. So you've got an initiative law that is being drafted, a couple of years worth of work that is anticipated, and that firm ambition to continue deploying nuclear power in Ukraine. And yes, the challenges are there and very clear for us all to see.
Yes.
Fantastic. And how many women are there in Women in Nuclear Ukraine in terms, and how long has this group existed for?
We started from 2015. Margarita Reyes, as you remember, was our first president of WiN Ukraine chapter, and now our president is Alona Zavorotnya. It's about 50 women which takes part in different kind of our events. For example, this exhibition was national ceremony, women in nuclear, and 15 women got like prizes. I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
nice.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was really, like very emotional and very aesthetic event according to this exhibition. This because we tried, to use our exhibition as the place in which where we create different kinds of events to ask some experts to provide lessons. For our visitors about safety, about radiation, different kind of films we have watched. That's why it was interesting exhibition, really not about only stands, art elements, but also like informal little conclusion that why business interested in SMRs, private businesses, because all they need energy for their manufacturing and their other kind of businesses. That's why I think it will be in a few years we will have I think this first step of solution as SMR.
Fantastic. Renata, we wish you safety. We recognize you're calling in from Kyiv at this point of time, and we wish much success. Thank you for sharing the ambitions of the country with us.